Hi, everyone. I'm Ashley Gatewood, the Communications and Marketing Director at CFRE International. And today I am very fortunate to be speaking with Kerry Wood, who is the CEO at the Sacramento Region Community Foundation. And she has been a CFRE for quite a while, so we're going to have a quick 3-question discussion. So thank you for being with us today, Kerry.
Thanks for having me.
And our first question is, you have had your CFRE for more than a decade. And so with that period of time, what would you say have been the 2 main benefits that you've experienced as a result of holding the credential?
I've seen the CFRE credential give me more credibility, frankly, as a fundraising professional. I know it has set me apart amongst other professionals, especially as I've sought different positions, different fundraising positions in the community over my last couple of decades in this field. And so really just in general, it's really helped people, I think, see that not only do I take this field seriously, but that I took the time to further educate myself and to really become a leader in fundraising in my region. And then one more piece of that is there are actually donors that they ask, what is CFRE, and it's a great conversation starter with donors too, in adding credibility, to what I've been doing. And so that's one piece. Tying into what I just said, it's also a great conversation starter. Like I said, with donors, with people in the community, they see that after your name, what's CFRE, and so it really does. I think put us on the map a bit when every time we do get to have a conversation about what it takes to become a CFRE, that it's not easy, but it is definitely something earned that we can be proud of, but that we can talk about what it means to be a CFRE to others out in the region.
Excellent. Well, those are great benefits, and sounds like it's been paying dividends over your career for the last decade or so.
Absolutely has, yes.
And sometimes employers, have a staff person come and say, I'd like to pursue my CFRE. Would you financially support me? Would you give me time off to study or whatever? And then employers really question the value of that and then think, what am I going to get out of this? So for any employers that are considering, should I support my employee in this or should I make them self-fund this and just do it on their own? What would be your thoughts for them?
Well, as you might imagine, I think that this is a very important process for any employer to support their experienced fundraising staff to do. Not only does it lend credibility to the person, but to the organization. When a staff member has put themselves in a place where they have not only had the tenacity to finish the CFRE designation and all that's required, but it shows they have experience. It's something that helps, obviously in the area of professional development, helping staff grow, giving them something to strive toward. I realize, some employers may or may not have the budget. I understand there's scholarships available, but I highly recommend this to any employer considering a staff person for this designation. I think it pays dividends.
That's good advice. Yeah, I always think that when you invest in your people, you get something out of it. People just see, oh, it's this application fee, and then, is anything going to really come back to me for that? But it does manyfold.
Yes.
And my final question for you is, because you've been in the sector for about 30 years and you're currently a CEO, which is fantastic. How do you continue to make time for your professional development? I think when people see people at your level and they think, gosh, you must be so busy. How do you fit all this in? You're overseeing so much. So what would be your tips and advice for people that think, how busy person make space for this and not just keep putting it on the back burner.
Right. You know, it's like anything. It's like exercise. It's like taking care of ourselves, really. You know, you have to make the time for it. And I, personally consider myself a lifelong learner. I want to continue to learn. I don't want to get to a place where I feel like I know everything, because frankly, that wouldn't be true. But secondarily, I think when we stop wanting to learn, wanting to grow, that's a whole other conversation for ourselves and where we are, in any place in our life. So, I build this in to my goals every year. In fact, I'm really happy that I have a incredibly supportive board of directors who encourages that in me, and it's in my performance evaluation. What sort of professional development and learning have I accomplished over the year? What have I been engaged with? So, I really do believe that that's an important part of my growth as a professional, but also I believe that it models good behavior for others on my staff, my colleagues, elsewhere. That professional development and continuing education should be an important part of somebody's career on an ongoing basis.
Very well said. Very well said. Well, thank you, Kerry, so much for having time to speak with us today. It's always great to hear about how people have benefited from the CFRE, but have also continued to keep learning at the forefront and not just stop once they've earned their credential. So thank you so much, and have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you. Thanks again.